Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ellen here. Can you feel the love? We're doing some super easy but super cute Valentines today. No need for traceables, so simple, step by step, really fast and easy. You might need some masking fluid for this one, but other than that, really just doable for anything. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon. I have exclusive tutorials there on Thursdays. That are not here on YouTube, and ad-free videos and traceables from some of my YouTube tutorials. These ones don't require it. And don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know my tutorial is up because it's kind of sporadic. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, for this exercise, I'm going to go over my supplies, but I'll always keep them in the description box. There's always the list of supplies and links to them in the description box. I have 2 pieces of Arches 100% cotton cold pressed paper. They're 4.5 by 6 inches. Basically, I have my 9 by 12 sheet. I fold that in half, and then I fold that in half again, and I can tear it out. And so you can just use this paper if you want. You don't have to use this paper for this particular exercise. It's not required. I mean, I'm just using it. I'm just showing what I'm using it because it's all I have. And then you could stick it on a piece of cardstock. That's cheaper, and it keeps it not as heavy, but I got a nice card here. So you're not wasting a lot of paper. I mean, to fold this actual paper in half is pretty heavy, and it won't be like, I don't think it'll be regular postage if you're sending the mail. But if you're not sending in the mail, it doesn't really matter, does it? This is just super easy, cute, fun, simple Valentine's cards to send out. So this is another way you can enhance it. Just put it on either pink or red, whatever color you want. So we're going to start by going over the first one. And I go over my supplies, like I said, my paints as I use them. Actually, I pulled out today the Bright Rose watercolor from Holbein. Very pretty. Number 370. They have such great colors. We're going to make a simple rainbow, a cute little rainbow with a little heart in the center. And, this is great if you have grandkids or kids. Just really simple and easy. You just do it like pinks and reds, maybe a little orange and yellow. You can throw another color in there too, purple or whatever. So I have that Bright Rose. And I'm just going to get this all nice and loose and wet. I'm going to play around with like pinks and yellows and oranges. I think for the outside color, yeah, I'll keep it this color. You can change it up, but I'm gonna make this pink. So I'll have a grumbacher number 10 brush, by the way, because it has a rounded tip. I don't really need a pointed tip for this particular exercise because I want it more of a rounded, simple edge. And this is so simple, guys. And we're talking simple cards today. We're just gonna, if you have to draw out an arc, you just draw a simple arc, but we're gonna just paint one. So we're going to paint the outer edge. So simple, right? I'm going to fix the end so they're nice and little rounded and not square, but cute. See that? And you can do this whatever color you want. You can actually do it in rainbow colors too. It doesn't have to be pinks. I might add a little orangey color next to that, like a blushy orange color. I am going to leave white in between each layer. So this is a pretty, this rose and a little bit of yellow, cadmium yellow medium will make a really pretty blushy color. Corally brushy color. Just watering it down. There we go. You want a variety of pinks and whatnot. So I'm going to put that color in. Really simple. Voila. It's almost like a doodle exercise. And then we go in, maybe add a red. So I'm going to use my magenta. And I'll add some of this cadmium yellow deep. And get a nice red. If you have a red, just use a red. Don't have to do what I'm doing. So I'm putting a darker color right in there. We're just going to keep going in with this little rainbow. And we're going to go back into the rainbow and do some patterns. It'll be kind of fun. So got the red. Again, we can go back in with just the pink. I might do this, take away that blush and add more of this bright rose. Let's get another nice pink. How cute is that? If you are making a rainbow for like not a girl, maybe a boy, maybe just do rainbow colors. Right? I think I might want to do one more little rainbow, more on the yellowish orange side. This is a little skinny. Change it up. See, just fill that in. And we'll do one more little thing. We're going to do a heart in the middle. And I might make this more of a really deep magenta red type of tone heart. And basically with this brush, you just, there you go, you're putting that little heart in. Was that not cute and super simple and easy to do? Right? Now, you could use the same brush, or if you want to get a smaller brush, but I'm going to take the same color that I just mixed, water it down. I'm always tapping on the paper towel, take off the excess. And then we can start doing some fun patterns. We can just do some simple stripes on one of the little rainbow arches. Oops, that one's still wet, so I'm gonna have to wait till that dries on that side. If they're still wet, checking to see if that, you could do little polka dots. I'm gonna grab some of this magenta and yellow, make a really deep red, and let's see if it's still wet. Not really. So you can make really teeny cute polka dots. I'm waiting for that one to dry on this layer. And I wouldn't do every layer. I would just do a few, just a couple. Just show a little cuteness, not tons. Did you see that little polka dot? I'm zooming in so you can see it. Teeny, teeny polka dot. This layer could kind of bled out. It's a little wet. Let's see if it's dry. See, just doing a simple stripe. And that is one really cute card. Super simple, super easy. Moving on. What I drew for this one is basically like a letter with hearts coming out of it. So I'll show you how I draw that. I put it on its side. So it's a rectangle. Very simple. You could do that. You add the triangle for the open letter, right? Now you're going to make another triangle here. All the way up, 3/4 of the way up. Then you're going to take the line from here and hit like 1/4 from here, and the same thing here. And you got your letter. And then you're just going to put hearts coming out of your letter. In your letter, ooh. In your... I know, it's a stupid REO Speedwagon song. Anyway, you can do that. And that's what we did. And so with painting it, I'm going to make a blush color for the envelope. So I've got that bright rose. Mix a lot of this. And that yellow. I like that pretty pinky blush color. I'm going to water it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to flush in some of this blush color I have here with the brush. Might want to work in sections, so I'm going to work in this triangle right here. See, wet on dry. Just going to fill that in on this side. And then same thing here. You can put masking fluid where your hearts are, so you don't have to work around them. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to work around them. While this is still wet, these particular triangles, we can go in and add a little deeper color. So I'm going to take that yellow again and that rose and make a little bit darker. Almost like thick. So I'm using less water in the paint. Really thick and then just dab it on the paper towel. See that? I have to grab a little bit of water in here. If it's still wet, it should bleed. If it's not going to bleed, it's not playing the game right. This is where this paper comes in handy for the bleed. So it's still kind of, I think it dried pretty fast. So I'm going to go back in with water and just go over it again. And then, because it's now damp, we can take that color and bleed the ends. I'm just tapping the corners. See that? And hitting the edge right here. So this one dried too, so I can just go back over it with clean water. It's a little trick. And then tap it in right in the corners. Just gives it that three-dimensional look. Just take your time with that. See? Look how cute. Of course, you're going to have to wait till this one dries so we can work on the top one. So the top one, we're going to work around the hearts. I drew in the hearts. So I got the top of the envelope. I'm going to have to go around this heart. Taking up some of the excess water and then going and grabbing in that deeper color and hitting the edges and then right next to that heart. Tap, tap, tap. See how I just tapping it with the tip of my paintbrush? And then you get that dark color flooding right in there. And then just the corner of this one, just fill it in. Again, you can just tap in if you want some darker tone. And then you see a little bit on this one where the heart is. These are probably still damp, so you're going to have to wait till they dry. Meanwhile, you can work on the hearts that are floating outward. Obviously, you're going to have a darker color in here for the hearts, but the outward ones can be a little pinker. So I can work on these ones. I'm still using this big old fat brush. If you have a hard time controlling it, I'd suggest get a smaller brush. I'm going to put some red ones out here. A little darker because I have less water in there. But I water it down. It would get lighter. That one's lighter. And they don't have to be pinks. They could be some purple ones, some orange ones, some yellow ones. I'm still kind of working in that pinky yellow tone. I'm going to grab a little more yellow in this one and make it a little yellow orange. Change it up. Kind of on the blush side though. And then really a nice bright pink one. Again, here. You can make whatever color you want. Don't have to follow the exact rules. If this is still damp, I might just go in and tap the corners of this one too, just to have a little fun. And maybe here too. And you can put little polka dots and stripes in all your little hearts. So I'm going to test this. It feels a little dry. I can go back in there in the envelope. Making that color again. Putting that color right in there. Right? And we'll go back in on the edges again and get the dark color in there. Pink. I'm just going to tap it in right on the edges. And see how it just hits the other side of the envelope and it already makes that dark edge for you without having to paint it in. You see that? It's already created. You don't even have to paint it in. If you want to get even darker, you could do that. Let's bleed a little more. So, I tap that one to make sure that's dry. We can go in and make that heart. It's going to be much darker than the envelope. Get my magenta. It did bleed a little bit. I was trying to be good. So it's bright pink. We'll have to wait till this one dries to do the edge of that one. So I'm going to dry that and come back. All right, I did a quick hair dry with that and got that color out. I'm going to go back in and fill in this inside of the envelope around that heart. Actually, if I make the heart a deeper red color, it wouldn't matter if I go over it. But just for intensive purposes, we're not going to do that. We're just going to fill in the rest of the envelope. Like I said, you could use masking fluid or not. And that's the inside, so it should be a slightly darker tone than the outer one. I'm going to go in and grab a little of this color, make it a little bit darker. I'm going to tap that in there. Should be slightly darker than the outer one. As it's the inside. I'll try to get on the outside edge. We're going to just move that. Okay, so slightly darker. We're going to let that one dry, but I'm going to put a little bit darker. So this is why it's good to use this paper. I'm going to grab some more of that color, concentrated. See how I'm grabbing the two colors using less water. Trying to get that nice blush color a little bit darker. I'm just going to tap inside here again where that heart is, and over here and in the corner. I want this a little bit darker right around the heart. I mean, you can keep that heart white, it's kind of pretty, but we're not going to do that. We're going to make it a color. All right, so we're going to let that dry and come back. Okay, it's all dry. Now let's go in and make a nice big red heart. So I'm mixing up my red here. I'm using magenta and that yellow. I get this really bright dark red. You can leave a little halo on the heart, so let's talk about that. So I'm going to fill this heart in. I'm hardly using any water on this particular. It's really kind of intense watercolor. So I want it really dark. Less water, the more intense pigment. See, I just did this little arch. I'm leaving this little arch here, a little halo on this particular heart. Just make it a little bit different than the rest of them. And that's pretty much that. You can put a little red one here. I didn't do a teeny weeny one, but I think I should do a teeny one. You can do a bunch of little teeny ones. Isn't that cute? Oh, I got a little boo-boo here. See if that happens to you guys. Or somehow the paint got on your paper. Just take your brush, grab some clear watercolor, kind of wiggle it, and take a paper towel, and it's gone. Like magic. Isn't that great? Aren't these super cute and pretty? I think we have actually time for one more card. I just drew a simple heart on this one, right? And I think what I'm going to do is masking fluid around the outside of it. And we're going to have fun with the inside of it. So I'm just going to take just a cheap brush. I buy this cheap PBO masking fluid. And you just grab a cheap brush and you're just going to take the brush and get the masking fluid just on the outside of it. Just make a simple heart. See how I'm doing this? Just go all the way around it. And then you're going to let that dry. And then we're going to come back and just play around with some color and some fun for another super easy, fun, sweet Valentines. See, just go like that. Good, fairly good amount. And I'm gonna let that dry. I have a link to this on my description box. They're like $4 on Amazon. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna come back. All right, so that's all dry. So let's have some fun, right? We'll take some of all the colors we had. I have that blushy color, and we're just gonna do some really cute, kind of like the rainbow, but circles. See circles? Cute big circles. This is kind of like a doodle exercise in a way. Big circles, little ones. So get that blushy color, really pretty. And then you can take your red or pink and do an outer circle, just like that. With your brush, skinny, big, however you want it. Just going like that. See how it's easy, just paint around the masking fluid like that. And then we can take, I'm going to get rid of this color, this peachy color. Get more of that bright rose. Do another circle, that bright color. It can be thick and thin. Mine's turning out to be thick and thin because of the brush. It just lends itself to do that. Right? And then you could fill in the middle part with the color or not. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go in and fill it in with this pinky color. Just like this. Leaving still white in between. Right? And then with your darker red, you can go in and make little doodle marks around your circles. Just basically dots. This is so simple. Really fun to do. If it bleeds a little bit, that's okay. That's part of the course of having fun. See, I'm just taking the dots with this brush on the outer circle layer. Right? And then you could have done on the inner pink one, grabbing some of that peachy color, stripes, like we did with the rainbow. Just like that, stripes and dots and circles. But because we have it in that heart, it's really cute. Stripes and dots and circles. You could put little hearts, and this one's still wet. So dry that one. I'll have to dry that one. So basically we're going to do the stripes and dots and circles. And even in the middle you could do something else. And then we're going to come back and take off the masking fluid. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to grab our rubber cement pickup. I have this also in description links. I'm going to just take this and pick up the masking fluid. You don't need to have this. I just have it. It's just super easy. You can use tape or your fingers actually. I'm just going to lift up all of this good stuff to reveal our pretty heart. Isn't that cute? I think it's a really cute pattern. Excuse me, can't even talk. And look how simple those 3 pretty cards were to do today. Super easy, right? And really cute. You can make a ton of these. So I hope you guys really like this tutorial. It's something simple, easy, mindless to do on a Saturday. And Valentine's Day is around the corner, and I think the people would really appreciate them. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon. I have exclusive tutorials, ad-free videos, and traceables over there. No need for a traceable today. It's pretty simple, straightforward over there. And I try and make that really exclusive for people who want to support my channel, because YouTube, you know, it's okay, but it just doesn't really support your channel as much as Patreon has support my channel. So go over there, check it out, you know, and you can cancel anytime. It's, you know, don't feel like you have to keep doing it. So, but I will always continuously put in brand new exclusive tutorials weekly on Thursdays. And then I'm trying to figure out how to do exclusive live on there. When I get that figured out, I'll let you know. So anyway, check it out. And I have my other channel called Amazing Art, which is I do acrylic demos. Check that out, please. I appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know my tutorials up. They're kind of sporadic because my life is crazy. So take care, guys. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon.